going on, everybody? Welcome to the electric guitar tutorial for Surrender, My Heart Is Yours by Brewster. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so today I'm going to be playing through my Line 6 Helix patch that I created for the Helix, HX Stomp, HX Effects, and Pod Go. That's just a general Brewster patch, so what you're going to want to do when you download the patch is you're going to want to take off the delay. You're going to use just the hall reverb, and there's really no delay, even in the guitar solo. So we're going to be in the key of B flat harmonic minor, and I'm pretty sure Brewster is actually tuned down a half step on his guitar. But today I'm just going to show you how to play in just standard tuning. So this song is really cool because it involves your tremolo rod or your whammy bar, whichever one you call it. And if you don't have one of these, you're going to have to use a little bit more vibrato on your hands just to get that desired sound. What's different about this song is he's actually utilizing his floating bridge, and that basically just means that you can take whatever pitch and bend it up or bend it down. So the vibrato in this song, you use a lot of that up and down motion, and it's pretty aggressive, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to do a quick overview of what harmonic minor is. And so we're in the key of B flat harmonic minor. So that basically just means that the seventh note in your scale, in your minor scale, is a half step higher. So it creates a little bit of tension in the song, which is pretty cool. So for example, if I'm playing just a B flat minor scale, that's just natural minor. Harmonic minor is this. So that seventh note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, creates that tension between your seventh and your 1, basically. And so that just translates throughout the entirety of the song. It's there in the solo and it's here in the chords. I'm going to go over the intro chords, and it would end up being the verse chords as well. So that first chord is... And so this song is very rhythmic too. So you're going to want to get the shuffles in between. It's just the... So what I'm doing is I'm palm muting on the stringing, on the picking hand, and on the fretting hand, I'm also kind of taking control of the strings so that you only hear... So that first chord, it goes... So it's down, up, down, down. So that first chord is your B flat minor chord. And that's a 10th chord. So it's just 2 notes ringing out, and you're using the rest of your fingers to mute the strings. It's going to be your middle finger on the 6th fret, low E string, and ring finger on the 6th fret, G string. You only want those 2 notes ringing out. So I'm using my first finger to mute the strings in between, as well as resting my first finger on the high string so that those don't ring out. So this entire lick, these chords are all taking place on the low E string and the G string. So the next chord is going to be taking place on the 5th fret, low E string, and ring finger on the G string. Just a half step down. Rest, and then your next chord is taking place on the 8th fret, low E string, and 8th fret, G string. So it's... Rest. Start that phrase over again. This is where it changes. You go to your G flat major. So that's going to basically be your 2nd fret E string, middle finger, and 3rd fret pinky on the G string, 3rd fret. And then half step down. Then that's your F chord, F major. Same shape, just a half step down. So it's... So that's a quick one. So then you're going to end on your B flat minor chord. So I'm going to play the whole part again. Rest. Rest. And then there's a cool part before you go into that first verse. It's just a... then you're in the verse. So then the verse is the exact same as your intro chords. So then once you're into the chorus, you have two parts playing. There's one that's a low guitar bass line single note part, and there's another part that's kind of more mid-rangey. So the first part I'm going to play right now. So I'm going to play that for you slowly. So your first chord, technically in the chord progression, is your G flat major chord. So that's just low E string, half step, starting on the 2nd fret. So it's down, up, down. And then you go to your 4th fret, A string, to your D flat chord. So it's all in the A string. So it's 4, 3, 4, and then 6 back to your 4. So it's... And then you're going to skip a string to go back to your E, your low E string. That's your A flat. That happens on the 4th fret to the 3rd fret, low E string. So then after your A flat, you go up to your B flat minor chord. So it's starting on the 6th fret, low E string, down to the 4th. So you play that twice. And then the accent is on your A string, 4th fret, D flat note. And that's the part where you start the progression over again. So at the end of the chorus, the last chord that you play, you don't go up to the B flat minor chord. You just play the A flat. Okay, so that second guitar part in the chorus sounds like this. So you're starting on your G flat major chord, and that's ring finger on the 6th fret G string and pinky on the 7th fret B string. And you're going to want to get those shuffles in there. So it's really down, up, down, up, down, up. It's almost like you're strumming, but you're choking the notes in between. So that second chord is just your pinky just moving down to the 6th fret B string. Then that chord is your first finger on the 4th fret B string. Your ring finger did not move. It's still on the 6th fret. So you're going to jump that chord, and that's the only chord that you really ring out. So that bridge starts off on the E flat minor chord. It goes like this. So that E flat minor chord starts on the 8th fret, A string. And you're going to do a pull off to the 4th fret A string. Then you go to your B flat minor chord on the low E string. Then your D flat chord on the A string, 4th fret to the 3rd and back to the 4th. And then your A flat, low E string, 4th fret. Only there's a cool walk down here. So it's your 4th to your 2nd to your 1st, all on the low E string. So I'm going to play that in context. So then after that part, you're right into the guitar solo. Okay, so now we're on to the guitar solo, and this is where your tremolo rod really comes in handy. So I'm going to teach you this guitar solo as if you have a tremolo rod, because there are some really cool tricks that can be learned in this guitar solo. So that first part comes in like this. So what's happening is, tremolo rod aside, your first bend is going to be on the 16th fret B string, but your pinky is on the 16th fret high E string as well. So without the tremolo rod, it sounds like this. That's cool, but if you have a tremolo rod, you're going to want to kind of bend into it. So like when you pick, I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like. You're going to want to like push into it, but you do that simultaneously as you're bending. Creates a cool effect. And then when you bend up, you can do that up and down motion if you have a floating bridge. So it sounds like this. The cool thing about the tremolo rod is if you're playing multiple strings, which happens a lot in this solo, you can really get the vibrato in there because it's a lot harder to do with your hand versus doing it with the tremolo rod. So it sounds like this. So you're already pre-bent there, but you're only using your B string. And you could do an upstroke there to make it cleaner. So you're going to bend and pull off to the 14th fret B string. Back to the 16th fret B string. So you're going to do another pre-bend there. Notice how I did that? Instead of going, you're pre-bending and then playing the note. Next part. So that's just a chromatic octaves lick there. So how I play it is down, 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 up, pretty sure. You can play that last one as a downstroke as well. So those are just octaves there. So your first finger is going to be on the 15th fret D string, and your pinky is going to be on the 18th fret B string. And you're going to use your other fingers to mute the rest of your strings so you can really dig into it. So you're going to move that up a half step to where your first finger is on the 16th fret and your pinky's on the 19th. Then move everything down 2 frets to the 14th fret D string and your pinky on the 17th fret B string. So up to that point. Okay, the next part. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. If you're used to any of Lincoln Brewster's previous songs that he's released, some of his guitar solos sound like this. So if you're used to any of that, this lick is very similar, only it's harmonic minor instead of a major scale. Okay, so instead of going, you're gonna go, there's your sharp 7 on that 10th fret. So you're gonna start on the 10th fret, B string to the 11th, to the pinky on the 13th fret, and then you're going to adjust your pinky, or your first finger, you're going to adjust your first finger to the 9th fret high E string. You want some of that action. So it's a little bit of a weird stretch. So you're going to do that. So it's going to be hammer-ons all the way up, so you hit your high E string. And then when you start descending, it's going to be pull-offs. So it's back to your 13th, 11th, and 10th. And then here's where you transition to your G string, middle finger on the 11th fret G string, and you're going to bar your G string and B string on the 11th fret. Okay. Dig into it with your tremolo rod. So it's probably the hardest lick of the whole solo. So after that part, it goes. So it's all pretty much the same shape. There is just one alteration. So you're going to start on the ring finger on the 7th fret, D string, and first finger on the 5th fret, G string. So it's. So from that starting point, you move up a half step with your 2 fingers, and then you move up another 2 frets to where your ring finger's on the 10th fret, and your first finger is on the 8th fret. Here's where your shape changes. Middle finger on the 11th fret D string, and first finger on the 10th fret G string. And then you go back to your 8th fret and 6th fret D and G string. And then you're going to cap it off with a bar on the 6th fret, G string, and B string. And then you're going to dig into it again with your tremolo rod. So what's also important on this is it's fast picking. So it's just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Really fast. So there's 2 ways you can play that. You can let your wrist go loose. Or you can use your kind of your arm as well. Whichever way feels more comfortable. So it's. So then the next part in the solo sounds like this. So that is all the same shape and it's all the same strings. The only thing that's different or weird sounding is that it's harmonic minor. So you're starting on the D string, 11th fret, and B string, 11th fret. And then you're going to go a half step down and back up. Down, up, down. That next fret is on the 13th fret. Same strings. You're going to slide all the way up to the 18th fret, D string and B string. And you can dig into it with your tremolo rod again. Okay. Then the next lick sounds like this. Okay. That's just going down the scale. So you're going to bar on the 18th fret, G and B string. And the picking part is very important. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're alternating the G string and the B string. That's your first shape. Your second shape is going to be on your middle finger on the 17th fret G string, 16th fret B string with your first finger. Slide down 2 steps, same shape. Only this is where it gets different with your harmonic minor. So that's just a half step down, back up again. And then you're going to do that same idea. This is where you can dig into it again. This is just barring your 18th fret, barring your 17th fret, and back up again. So I'm going to play it slow. So it's... So you can play this next part by either bending your 21st fret to get up to that note, which is your B flat note, or you can use your tremolo rod and your 18th fret high E string to get that same desired sound. So I like using the high E string on the 18th fret. So it's... I like to use my middle finger. So you're going to kind of do a muted sweep. So I pretty much use my palm to get that desired sound. That's that next lick. So what you're going to do is you're going to bar your 18th fret, B string and E string, and you're going to rake into it. Play on your 18th fret, high E string, to the 20th fret. And then you're going to play the 21st fret back to your 20th. And then you're going to finish it off by the 18th fret on the B string. So I'm going to play up to that point. Then that final lick. So that's that same region we just were at. So that's a pull off there. So it's bending up, pulling off to the 18th fret E string, playing the 21st fret B string. You're going to pick the high E string again on the 18th fret. Then you're going to bend the 21st fret up. And then you're gonna cap it off with a... So it's down, up, down, up, down on the 18th fret, G string and B string. You're gonna slide back and forth between the 18th fret and 17th fret. All right, so I'm gonna play that entire guitar solo so you can see it in context. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you're curious about how harmonic minor works or any of the scales and you want to dive deeper, feel free to sign up for my one-on-one online Zoom lessons, link down below, and we'll see you in the next video.